In this video, we'll talk about how to set up your cost code lists so they work best for project tracking, internal reporting, and owner documents. If you haven't already added cost codes to a project, you'll need to add them before you can save prime contract costs and schedule of values. You can see the project cost codes by clicking Job Cost Codes on the project homepage. You can add cost codes at the same time that you add the prime contract, and we'll go over this as part of setting up the import spreadsheet. But first, let's talk about how project cost codes relate to your master cost code lists. As you've seen, Sage Construction Management lets you save as many different sets of cost codes as you need based on the types of jobs you do. You set these up in Settings, Company Settings, Cost Codes. We refer to different libraries of cost codes as classifications. These are what are known as your master cost code lists, because they're available to all areas of the system. You might have classifications for CSI 2016 cost codes, CSI 95 cost codes, NAHB, or other options. Cost codes can be sectioned into up to 4 tiers: division, major, minor, or sub-minor. Tiers let you group cost codes for easier navigation. From the top view of the list, you can click Show Tree to expand and collapse each level for easier navigation. When setting up your master cost code lists, we recommend you group them by each tier you use. For example, if you use division, major, and minor sections, you'd group them by division and then major. Each time you set up a project, you determine which level of detail you want to report on for that job. On a larger job, you might want to see cost codes at the major level, so you can track budgets for each major cost code. In this example, the job cost code list matches the major code level of the master list. The job-specific cost code descriptions don't need to match the master cost code descriptions. You can choose whether to show job-specific or master list descriptions when you run detailed financial analytic reports. On another, smaller project, you might just need to track them at the division level. Note that for each cost code on a project, you can track 5 cost types separately. Each cost code might have a separate labor, material, equipment, subcontract, or other cost budget. For this reason, we recommend you don't set up separate cost codes for each resource type. For long-term reporting purposes, a best practice is to establish a single master cost code list, although there are situations that may require more than one. When you add cost codes to a project, you can tie them to one of the standard cost codes in your master list. This allows for more consistency in your internal reporting. This is especially important in organizing your schedule of values, prime invoice details, and financial reporting. The cost codes you add to the project and contract are used for your internal tracking. Your project managers, contract administrators, and accounting team will work with these cost codes. You can change the number or description of a cost code for specific jobs, and still tie them to your internal master list. Sometimes, the project owner wants to see a different set of cost codes for their own accounting purposes. Maybe they want you to roll everything up to the division level when you bill them. You can apply owner cost codes to each of your internal cost codes, and then generate prime contracts, prime invoices, and reports the way the owner wants to see them. Owner cost codes are sometimes referred to as owner groupings. Owner cost codes are optional. If you want to use them for the project, it's helpful to have them when you set up the prime contract. I'll show you how that works in the videos on setting up contracts. Once you decide which cost code libraries you'll use, you can import them from an Excel spreadsheet. To find the import template, open the Help Center and click Getting Started. Open the topic Import Options from Microsoft Excel. The first link, Classification Code, shows the required fields and provides several options to start from. As an example, let's look at the CSI 2016 with 4 tiers. Notice that each cost code starts with the division grouping code, followed by the major code, then the minor and sub-minor. Each tier has the number and description. The top-level tier shows the remaining ones left blank, so Division 0 comes first, followed by the major and minor codes. Where a sub-minor is added, that comes right below the minor code. The cost code numbers are in text format. Leading zeros are important in order for cost codes to sort correctly. To maintain leading zeros in an Excel column with numerical values, you'll need to format it as text. Back in the Cost Codes window, you can import the spreadsheet to a new classification, or you can add cost codes to an existing classification. For example, notice that I already have a CSI 2016 classification. Once your import spreadsheet is set up, click Import Classifications from Excel. If you enter a classification name that already exists, such as CSI 2016, the codes will be added to that list. If you enter a new name, you'll have an additional classification library. Select the file to import, and the codes are imported. Now you'll see the new list. In this video, you learned about cost codes for internal reporting, project tracking, and owner documents.